Have you ever laid in bed replaying the same conversation 100 times, wishing you said something different or trying to predict what might go wrong tomorrow? That's overthinking. It feels like you're just being cautious or prepared, but in reality, it's like running on a mental treadmill. You're exhausted, but you haven't moved forward. Today, we'll explore the psychology of overthinking, how it quietly destroys your peace, and how to break free from its grip. Psychologically, overthinking is linked to a pattern called rumination, a repetitive, passive focus on the symptoms of your distress and its possible causes and consequences. In simple words, you keep thinking about the problem, not the solution. Research in cognitive psychology shows that overthinking activates the default mode network in the brain. This is the same network that turns on when you're not doing anything, which means overthinking often kicks in when you're alone, quiet, or trying to relax. It feels like analyzing, but it's more like mental noise disguised as clarity. People who overthink usually believes it helps them prevent failure, but ironically, it does the opposite. It keeps you stuck in fear. Overthinking is often a trauma response. It comes from a need for control. Because at some point, maybe in childhood or after a painful experience, you learn that the world isn't always safe. Your brain wants to protect you, so it tries to relive every worst case scenario. But here's the problem: your mind treats imagined fear the same way it treats real danger. According to neuroscience, even hypothetical fears can trigger your amygdala, that is the brain's alarm system, releasing cortisol, the stress hormone. That's why overthinkers often feel physically tired, anxious, or emotionally drained. You're not just thinking too much, you are reliving stress again and again without a break. Over time, overthinking begins to rewire your brain. Psychologists call this neuroplasticity. Your brain gets better at whatever it practices. So, if you keep practicing worry, regret, fear, you create mental highways for anxiety. And eventually, it leads to decision paralysis. You struggle to make even small choices. Low self esteem because you keep doubting your past actions. Sleep problems because your brain won't switch off. And social anxiety because you rehearse every interaction in your head. And worst of all, you stop living in the present. You are either stuck in the past or anxious about the future. This is how overthinking destroys not just your peace, but your sense of self. The good news is your brain can heal. Here's what psychology recommends. Number one, ground yourself in the present. Use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Name 5 things you see, 4 you can touch, 3 you hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you taste. It pulls your brain out of the spiral. Number 2, limit what if thinking. Set a worry time, like allow yourself for 10 minutes a day to worry. Outside of that, let it go. It sounds weird, but studies show this reduces anxiety over time. Practice self compassion. Overthinkers often punish themselves. Ask yourself, would I speak to a friend the way I speak to myself? Number 4, take action, not perfection. Overthinking loves perfection, so disrupt it with small, imperfect action. It tells your brain, I'm in control now. Number 5, seek therapy if needed. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is one of the most effective treatments of overthinking. It helps you challenge distorted thoughts and rewire them. Your mind isn't your enemy, it's just scared, and overthinking is its way of trying to protect you. But you deserve peace, you deserve presence, and most of all, you deserve to trust yourself again. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more real psychological content. Your healing begins when you stop living in your head and start living in the now.